A group of kids were playing in a dark forest, having fun and exploring. They saw an old creepy house in the distance and decided to go check it out, hoping it might have a way out. When they got closer, they noticed a shadowy figure moving towards them. The kids were scared and didn't know what to do, so they stood frozen, his fear growing. A man was slowly walking toward them from the shadows. He looked strange and frightening, and each step he took made them more scared. The kids felt chills as they watched him come closer. Barely able to see him in the dark, feeling afraid, they quickly decided to go into the house, hoping it would keep safe from the man. The kids entered the house carefully. Inside it was a cold and very quiet on a dusty table. They saw an animal's head placed among strange symbols drawn in a dark red substance. Candles were burning around it, making scary shadows dance on the walls. The room felt eerie and dangerous, as if something bad was about to happen. The kids noticed a strange smell in the air, something like old, wet earth mixed with decay. The walls were covered in a faded, creepy drawing. Adding to the feeling of dread, it was clear that something dark and sinister had happened here long ago. The silence was so heavy, and every week of the floodbed seems unnaturally loud. In the corner of the room, two girls in dark robes stood beside the animal's head. They were chanting softly in a creepy, unfamiliar language. Their hands were placed on the head and they seemed to be performing a dark ritual. The air around them felt even colder, and the shadows of the walls grew longer and more twisted. The girls focused on their chanting, their eyes glowing with an eerie light. They were deeply immersed in the smell, hoping to summon powerful spirits. The ritual seems to make the atmosphere in the house even more oppressive, filling the room on an unsettling energy. The dark entity that the girls had been summoning finally arrived. It was a horrifying sight, with a shadowy, monstrous from the eyes and glowing with an unnatural light. The room filled with a chilling presence as the entity stepped into the space, its aura radiating pure terror. The girls, still in their ghostly white robes, were stunned to see entity materialized. In the forest, a man was fiercely smashing his car with a hammer. He seemed desperate, hitting the vehicles with all the strength. The car was already in a poor condition, but the man did not stop. He kept breaking it apart piece by piece. The sound of metal crackling and glass shattering echoed through the forest, blending with the growing darkness. A night fell, the forest grew even darker. In the midst of the growing darkness, a human skull was placed on the altar surrounded by candles. The skull had been used in dark magic rituals, and strange symbols were drawn around it in a dark substance. The candles arranged in a circle flickered with a cold, eerie light, casting long, twisted shadows of the walls. The flame danced and seems to move with a life of their own, making the symbols appear to shift and bright. The atmosphere was heavy with the sounds of dread, and the dark entity survived the chants. The skull and candles were central to the dark magic, and the air was charged with malevolent energy. The power of the ritual was reaching its peak, and the entity presence was growing stronger and stronger, spreading its evil influence throughout the forest. The flame danced and seems to move with a life of their own, making the symbols appear. The dark entity that the gods had summoned finally arrived, and its presence was horrifying. It took a terrifying form with a twist. It moved through the forest with an eerie grace, and whenever it wanted, the trees seemed to wilt and die. The entity appearance was so frightening that anyone who saw it was filled in an overwhelming sense of dread. It began attacking anyone in its path, tearing through the forest with ruthless fury. The ground was soon covered in the cause and blood as the entity showed no mercy. The two girls had been performing dark magic in the house were completely absorbed in the ritual. They were focused on the spell, chanting and using their magic to summon everyone power. They were so wrapped in their work that they had no idea the dark entity had arrived. Their ritual continued and they remained unaware of the terror and flying around them. The entity, now fully unfleshed, was causing chaos throughout the forest. As the entity's influence spread, it becomes clear that it would not stop anything. The girls still immersed in their magic were obviously to the danger approaching them. It was possible that they might become the entity's next victims as it sought to destroy everything in its path. The dark entity began its horrific rampage, attacking everyone encountered. Its presence was so terrifying that the people fell to their knees in fear before it went towards them. The entity struck mercilessly, causing chaos and bloodshed as it moved through the area. People were killed one by one, and bodies left in the gruesome state. Soon, the dead began to rise. The entity's dark power reanimated them, turning them into Middle East for the hungry zombie. These newly formed zombies began attacking the living, expanding the horror further. The once quiet forest was now filled with the sound of the mourning zombies and the screams of the terrified. The entities rampaged and turned the area into a nightmarish scenes with no escape from the growing terror. The man who had been trying to repair his car in the forest was caught in the midst of the cause. To the dark entity's influence spread, he became of its victims. The entity approached with them its terrifying form, and in moments the man was killed. His body was eliminated by the dark power, turning him into a zombie. The newly formed zombie, driven by the entity's evil, began attacking other survivors. As his flesh was soon torn from his bones by the other zombies, leaving only his skeleton behind. The skeleton was then consumed by the zombies, who devoured by the remains with ravenous hunger. The zombies, now a growing horde, continued their rampage. They started attacking other buildings, breaking down doors and trying to invade every place they could. The terror spread as the zombies sought to turn every living being into one their own. From deep with the earth, a skeleton hand suddenly pushed through the dirt, clawing its way to the surface. The hand emerged slowly, as if trying to escape from the cave. As it broke free, the sky above began to darken. The dark, swirling clouds gathered and twisted, turning the sky into a deep, unsettling red. The atmosphere felt thick with fear and danger. As the seaside, a lonely telephone booth stood by itself. The phone inside began to ring loudly, cutting through the eerie silence. When someone answered the phone, a chilling, devilish voice spoke from the other end, sending shivers down to the spine. The sky grew darker and more ominous as the conversation continued. The night turned pitch black with the red glow from the sky, making the sense even more terrifying. Suddenly, the dark cloud that had gathered in the sky unleashed a terrifying downpour. Rain hammered down on the roof and windows of the empty house, creating a defending roar. The wind howled with a fierce intensity, making the house creak and groan. As if it were alive, the storm seems to range with a spiritual force, adding to the sense of dread fire that filled the night. Dark clouds quickly spread across the sky, turning it a deep, gloomy gray. The once clear in air grew colder, and a strong wind began to blow, creating an unsettling feeling. The wind whistled and howled as it picked up speed, making the trees sway and the leaves rustle violently. Soon the first drops of rain began to fall. At first, They were just a light drizzle, but it did not take long for the rain to become much heavier. The raindrops hit the ground with a loud, constant pounding, and soon the sound of the rain was defeating. It fell in sheets, drenching everything it touched. In an empty house, a young girl was alone and very scared. She felt a flashlight tightly its weak bam, casting traveling shadows on the walls. The light barely pushed back into the darkness around her. With a shaky voice, she called out, "Who's there? Please tell me, who are you?" She was desperate and threatening, pleading with the darkness, "Don't hurt me, please, just leave me, please, alone. Don't hurt me, please. Just leave me alone." Her voice cracked with fear as she tried to stay calm, but the fear was overwhelming.